And I think we're live. I just wanted to show this chat from Long Rider. I'll be talking about that in a minute. I'm just going to put a video up just while I get everything ready. So see you all in a minute.
Me and Taylor really appreciate everybody being here, and we love you all to death, we really do. Taylor, I'm sorry that I didn't write anything. I love you, or I wouldn't have been here. Thanks for putting up with my stupid carry-on for the last 6 years. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm just looking forward to the future with you, I really am. Don't know what else to say again. Thanks everybody for coming. And I'll finish up. Cheers.
Story being told inside my head. I'm too shy to straighten up my bones and be a man. I gotta tear this wall apart to let you in. My friends say the time's running. Door won't stay open till the end. Won't you tear my world apart? 'Cause I know I need a start to let you in. When it's over, I will see what I've done. Let it go.
On your behalf, I now declare them to be husband and wife. You can see marriage with the keys.
Days pass and I'm still the same inside my head, and I can't stop thinking about what you said. I gotta tear my wall apart. The only way to start to let you in. When it's over, I will see what I've done. Letting go too soon. Oh, I'll be stronger if you just step right in. 'Cause I need
And I should be back. Let me just check that audio is okay. Oop. Testing. Oh, yes, I think it's fine. Yep. Okay. Yeah, Long Rider put the comment in this morning about he just got the Tamron 11 to 20 millimeter and saying that it was, he loves it. And I honestly think it's the best lens I've ever used with the A6000 series of lenses. I actually put a comment in there to talk about that. So it's incredible. Thank you so much, though, for the donation, Long Rider. Really appreciate it. Now, I'm wearing a hat for people that are coming in late or whatever because I've got but look at my head. Oh, it's so sore. They've given me cream, which is like, they say it's like a chemotherapy to get rid of sun-damaged skin. It's called Effidux. Now, I've got to wear it for 2 weeks. And apparently what it does, well, I've had it before. I used it years ago. It gets rid of all this skin damaged parts to your skin. So anything that's red is affected by sun and could eventually turn cancerous if you're not careful and don't watch it. So I've got to do this now for 2 weeks, and then there's about a week recovery. So it's going to get worse. So that's why I thought I'd show you, because look at it. It looks terrible. I'll turn around the back because the back is the worst part. Wait till you see this. And it's itchy. It's horrible. But you know what? If it's going to stop me getting these cuts that I keep getting, it's going to be worth it, because basically once I've had once I've got this all out of the way, my head will look like a baby's bum. It'll be beautiful skin and all back to normal again. So it's worth it to put up with the pain and the itchiness for a couple of weeks. So that's what's happening while I'm wearing a hat, and I'll be wearing it for the next couple of weeks, I think. Because otherwise people are going to say, my God, what's wrong with your face? And my birthday tomorrow too. I might even pop on live, maybe. I'll see. But it's, my birthday tomorrow as well. So let's see who's in here at the moment. So say hi if you're in the chat, guys. Hero is here. Rob is also here. Hero also said here, is there a video how you set up the audio for your wedding days for the speeches like that? Well, I don't know whether I did a video about it. I should really probably do one time. But basically, to get the speeches where the grooms, all I do is I mic them up with the Rode Wireless Go. Now I'm using the Rode Wireless Go 2. And I'll put, oh, hi, Kerry. Kerry's popped in too. Hi, Jim. How are you too? Jim's there as well. Good to see Jim back. Kerry's also popped in. She's babysitting the grandchildren at the moment. So she's popping in as well. So yeah, what I do is I use the Rode Wireless Go 2, and I'll have one mic on the groom. Yeah, even indoors, yeah. So I'll have a mic with it'll be attached down on his pants, and then it'll have a lapel mic that comes up to the top. And that's what I do with the groom. With the celebrant, I usually use a white lapel mic, because usually they're wearing something that's wide, a top or something like that, or I can put it on the bride if I want to. So I'll mic her up as well. So I usually mic up the groom and the celebrant, and that's enough. The bride will always be close enough to the groom that I can still hear them. So that's what I'm tending to do with that. Now, that is connected directly onto the camera that is my fixed camera at the back of the church on the bridal party. So that's the audio that I'll grab for the whole ceremony. And then what I will also do then is I'll have a backup recorder, like something like my Zoom H4, or H1s. I've got a few different things that I can use. I'll have that positioned somewhere close as well. Doing that as well. Now, if there's a DJ and they're using mics that are there as well, I'll also use something like the Zoom H4 onto the DJ's board that's there as well, so I'll mic into that. But the great thing about the Rode Wireless Go 2 is I don't really have to worry so much anymore, because it will always record even if they lose their signal, and I've used that in a number of cases now where the signal's dropped or something like that happens, and I get a nice recording on the Rode Wireless Go. So that's going to be the best feature about that, actually. It's saved me a number of times, so that's how I do that. So the recording nearly always comes off the fixed camera. I don't have audio, anything on my camera that I'm using as a gimbal, but the audio is always on. So I turn the audio up, something like 15, 16, so that I can always sync this in post later on using audio, and that's how I end up syncing everything back in together through the different clips. So that's how that all works. So Jim was back. Good to see Jim here. John is saying good day, David. Good to see Kerry too. Like I said, she's babysitting the grandkids. Maybe you will grow a full head of hair, mate. You never know, Jim, with that stuff that they put on. It's interesting because I think they found it by mistake, this Effie Ducks. it was used for something else, and then I think it got put onto someone's skin, and it started to react that way. Like it really is a horrible thing to have to go through, I have to say. But I'm glad I'm doing it because I'll have lovely skin when it's finished. But it's a nightmare to go through. Eventually, it gets, you're going to hate this, but eventually it gets crusty, and it actually leaks fluid. It's horrible in the last week. But after that, like I said, the skin after it is beautiful. So it's going to be worth it. Heath is saying hello as well. Hi all, happy birthday for tomorrow. Thank you so much, Mark. Yep, my big birthday tomorrow. Looking forward to it, although I don't think I'll be going very far with my head looking like this, that's for sure. Jason's also saying good morning. Roscoe's saying hello from Southwest Florida. Jason is also saying, morning, mate. Now need to get my hands on the Tamron 11-20. Guys, that lens is nuts. You know what? I'm surprised I haven't had more views on that. Perhaps it'll probably be shared by Sony Alpha Rumors soon, but Tamron Australia, I think, are sharing it. If you look at that video, that's why I didn't show it today, because you have to see that video in 4K. And it's the video I've posted just before this. The footage that you get out of that camera in 4K is stunning. I shot all S-Log 3 with it, and it is gorgeous. I think it's probably, like I said, I think it's definitely the best lens I've used on my A6400 ever. It's that good, and for stills as well. Like I thought what I'd do with this, I'd do something different for a change. I wouldn't go through the review and talk about it like all the other reviews I've done. I thought I'd let the images speak for themselves, and I think they do. That lens is nuts if you are shooting with the A6000 series, and even if you were, say, shooting full frame too, it would be really good too to use on that as well. I did shoot actually with the A9. What did I do? I did this one. So this image was shot with the A9. Let me just go here. So that image there that you're looking at was shot with the A9. If you look at the video, you'll see that. I forgot to mention that it was shot with the A9. I wanted to try it with that camera, but it's it was really good, and I was surprised to how well it worked. Can I get that bigger? Sometimes they fill the whole screen, and other times they don't. Yeah, so this was shot with the A9, and the detail and everything is terrific, considering it's only an 11 megapixel image that's there. But yeah, that was the A9. Let me just show you some of these images anyway, because in case if you haven't looked, I also shot my granddaughters. I did the beautiful Preshow. Is it going to go in? There you go, the beautiful Preshows here, my granddaughter. It's still even good focal length, and I wanted to try it at 20 mil. So what's that equivalent to 30 odd, I suppose, isn't it? If you're looking at APS-C, multiplying by 1.6. But it's really quite good at the 20 mil for portraits, even a bit wider, which I'll show you soon. You know, it's actually very good as well. Preshow's beautiful. I just adore her red hair. She hates it. But I said to her, you are so lucky, you know, that, well, they get teased, but I said, you're so lucky that you are that colour, because when you get older, it's just beautiful. I just adore red hair. Let me just show you my other little granddaughter. This is little Lenny, that I wanted to shoot as well, just to sort of show that too, like that, just to show that you can use it for portraits as well. They're both gorgeous. All my grandkids are beautiful. And then this was another one. I wanted to take this because it was interesting, because I wanted to show this one being backlit. And you can see there is a fraction, if you look up here, there's a fraction of lens flare, but I mean, it's a wide angle lens, and I was shooting straight into the sun. Again, I just love the way Preshow's hair is sort of falling there. If you look at this one as well, here was really heavily backlit, and it handled that really quite well. The sun up the top there is beaming straight in, and there's no flaring there at all. So it surprised me, you know, how well it worked sort of in that scenario. Let me show you some of the images, though, that from it. Let me go down here. Where are we? So these are a couple of the waterfall images that I grabbed. So that was just a slow shutter one that I did in this, the beautiful spot. Look, the ferns and everything are incredible. Like I said, when you view the video, you'll see how sharp the video is and really how just beautiful this sort of all is on its own. It's just absolutely stunning. Let me grab another one. That was just a different perspective. I think this one didn't have... that wasn't slowed down. So that sort of shows you is a normal image, what it looks like in that. And then we move sort of around the front that you'll sort of see as well. Where are we? This one. I think I slowed this one down. Yeah, I did. So we've moved around to the front now, and you can sort of see it through the front there as well. But, like I said, it's just beautiful. We then went to a forest and looked at some California reds that were there, and that's what this was all about. I just wanted to go in there. So if you're looking at it, this was all shot in this forest right near those waterfalls. I think it was 80 years ago. They planted all these California red, what are they called? California Reds, I think that's what they're called or something, aren't they? Anyway, so we did that, and, I wanted to take a couple of different pictures of that. Let me grab here. So I tried to, oh yeah, that's it there. I wanted to also show the macro capability, because you can use this almost as a macro. Like it's just nuts how much and how great you can use this in multiple scenarios. So that was that. Let me look down here. Did I show that one? I can't remember. Yeah, that sort of shows you how big these trees. They're massive, these trees. I mean, they're just going to keep growing, aren't they? I mean, you guys from the US know about those California red, the reds there. But so anyway, so look, I'm so happy with it. I loved it. In fact, I had to send it back yesterday, and I was really upset that I had to send it back because it is just that good. And like I said, the video footage is stunning. Like I said, if you haven't checked the video out, check it out after you've seen me from here. So that's that. Now, another thing, look, there's no news today because it is the most boring news day I've ever seen. I looked this morning and I thought, wow, there's just nothing to talk about. So I thought we'd have a Q&A. And I'll just show you some images that I've taken. And I wanted to as well talk to you. The autofocus on that Tamron lens was amazing. It was dead silent. I think that is probably going to be the best gimbal lens that you could buy almost, because it's so, it's lovely and wide, and also you've got great focus. It's dead quiet, and it's super sharp. I mean, super sharp. Like I said, check that video out and have a look. But I wanted to show you a couple of images I took on the weekend on a wedding on Monday with my A7S. That camera, the A7S III, just keeps blowing me away. I mean, these are a couple of images that I took on Saturday. Let me just get rid of that question for a minute. These are a couple of images that I took on Saturday, on Monday, I mean, at the wedding. The A9, honestly, I spoke to Michael Maestro, who usually comes in the chat too. I spoke to him about it because he said, David, he was going to do a wedding. He was asking me if the A7S was good enough. And I said, I sent him these two images actually. I said, Michael, I would not worry about it one little bit. It is now my number one camera that I use for weddings. Like I still love the A9, but I just cannot put the A7S III down. I just love it so much. So this was one image that I took. It was quite heavily backlit from there, but this was shot with a 135 GM. But I just adore it. And the quality that you get from that lens is it's just beautiful. The colors that you get from it are beautiful. It's lovely and sharp. Let me show you the other one I took with both the bride and the groom. If we look here, this is a little bit cut off because it doesn't fit in the 16:9, so you can see that whole of the sign and also the full wedding dress on that as well. These were both lit with a Profoto B10, so I lit them with that, with the 1 foot octa that was there as well. But again, it's just stunning. There's just something that I love about the images, taken off this A7S III. It's just... it's just beautiful. I just, like I said, I can't tell you how much I love using it. This was another one, wedding. I mean, I might have showed these before, I'm not sure, but I just wanted to show it. This was another one that I captured as well with the A7S III. I just love the way the veil is blowing in the wind there. And I have showed this one before as well, which was a backlit sort of shot a bit later in the day. But, you know, it's just, I just can't stop using it. Like, it's just unbelievable. Like, I can't say any more than what I've just showed you. I mean, nearly all the wedding I shot with the A7S III. I also used the A9 to get some other images. Kerry was using that, actually, to get images on the day. But 12 megapixel file size. I can go up to 20 by 30 in size, which is ample. If I need more than that, I can use something like gigapixel, which will give me a larger image. It's brilliant in file size, brilliant to edit because the files are so small. I don't take up any room on my hard drive storing it all. It's quick to download. Like, I mean, it's just like that because the file sizes are so manageable. Seriously, if I had the money, I would get another A7S III. I'd get one tomorrow and just use that. The two A7S IIIs. So let's keep going. Anyway, if you have questions, guys, fire away because, like I said, there's no news today to talk about. So I thought rather than not pop on, I'd pop in and just have a chat with you guys, talk about the lens that I used the other day as well. What else have we got here? Jason said, morning, mate. Now we need to get my hands on the... I'm telling you, Jason, you will not regret if you get that lens. It is the ant's pants. It is that good. Like I said, check the video out that I've just shot. I think it's beautiful. The footage, when I edited it and I saved it to 4K and looked back at the footage on my 4K monitor, I just went, wow. The detail that you're seeing in that video is unbelievable. And when people say, you know, the A6000 series is no good or whatever, check it out because that footage is gorgeous. As long as you shoot in 4K on the A6400 and the A6600, you get beautiful results. It's only when you go down to 1080p that it's very, very soft, and you've got to watch that with the A6000 series cameras. The 1080p is very soft, but the 4K footage is terrific. Like I said, check it out and let me know what you think. Matt said, hi, David. Hey, everyone. Michelle said, happy pre-birthday. David, mine was 3 days ago. Well, happy birthday to you, Michelle. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I've said to Kerry she's got to make me a apple sponge and custard. I love it. So that's what I hope she's going to make me. Jeff said, hi, David. Happy pre-birthday. Thank you so much. Hero said, awesome, that's just happened to have the Rogue Go. Thanks, David. The Rogue Go, yeah. Yeah, I really like the Rogue, but I've got these other ones. Let me grab this other set because I'll show you something that I'm dying to review. So I also got sent these as well. Let me see if I can get this so it doesn't... There you go. This apparently it comes from... what's the gimbal? It's Moser. Yeah, so even though that this is branded as Nervac Audio, they're actually... Yeah, they're actually the Moser. Now, the good thing about this one is it also records internal. I'm just trying to get it so it doesn't come. They have I think they take an SD card. So the thing that I love about the wireless Goes is the fact that it does the internal recording. And I really love that aspect of it. Now, this one, I believe, does a similar thing, except it has an SD card that you put in. So I haven't even opened the box yet. So I've got to check that out. But being Moser, I would say I don't know why they didn't brand it as Moser, so I'm not quite sure, but they are from Moser apparently, just rebranded for some reason. So I'll let you know how that is once I have a look at those. So that's going to be pretty interesting. But yeah, I love the Rode Wireless Goes. Mostly now for the fact that they have that backup recording, which has saved me a number of times. I've also done a couple of model shoots where I had a problem with the audio, but the backup audio was perfect and it saved me. And that's great. It's usually recorded less as well. So in other words, it's down a couple of dB. So if you had something that was really hot or too loud, you could use that as well. And it's just such a fantastic system. And I believe they do the same thing. So Jeff said, happy pre-birthday. Thank you so much. Awesome. Oh, yeah, I read that one, didn't I? Jim said, happy birthday, David O. So thank you so much, Jim. Kerry said, hi, Jim. Don't know how to tag on here. You just use the @ symbol, Kerry. That's all you have to do. Oh, yeah, Jim said it anyway. He said the @ symbol. Rob said, happy birthday, David O. Mine is next week. Well, happy birthday to you too, Rob. Kerry said, did that work? Yes, it did. At David O said, if you grow hair, send me some. I love it. Barry Street, good morning. Ike's here as well. G'day, Ike. How you going? Good to see you in here. Bruce said, wonder how Tamron 11-20 compares to my Sony 10-18. It's much better, Bruce. I've got the 10-18. It kills the 10-18. I have to say, look, if I was looking now, I'd be getting the 11-20. There's no comparison, to be honest. It's like chalk and cheese. It really is that good. The 10-18 is a nice lens, but when you use something like the Tamron, the 11-20, it is just so much better. Yeah, it's brilliant. It really is that good. Langston's here as well. G'day, Langston. How are you? Jim said crispy image. Colin said, good night, bro. Must be going to bed. Love her hair. I know. How beautiful is it? Yeah, Paisha's got gorgeous hair. Like I said, she's very lucky that she's got that red hair. People are saying nice image. Thank you so much. Vanessa Joy has her hands on the EOS R3. Interesting. I'll have to have a look at that. Did she put something on YouTube or what did she do there? It looks like it's going to be a nice camera. I still don't think it's going to probably beat the A1, but who knows? I mean, look, it still looks like it's going to be a great camera from what I've seen. It is redwoods, yes. That's what they are, California redwoods, Rob. Thanks for that. Yep, called California redwoods. EOS R3 announcement on the 29th. I've also got something to announce on the 30th as well. I've been under NDA. I can't wait to show you guys that. It's the 30th your time USA. I think it's game changing for videographers. So just wait to it. It's unbelievable. Langston says I've done multiple photo shoots with mine at this point. Are you talking about the A7S III, Langston? Peter Gregg also is here. The S3 just shines. I agree, Peter. It's brilliant. Thanks for popping in as well. Like I said, that is my favourite camera. I just absolutely adore the A7S III. With that camera, with the 135 and also the 24, is terrific. Those images that you saw there, I also use the 85 Batis a lot as well. This one here, that was shot with the 135. Because I had enough room and everything that I could move back, and I used that for a number of images that I grabbed on the day. But this one here was shot with the Batis. So that was with the Zeiss Batis 85. Like I said, I can't show you the whole image because it doesn't fit into the 16:9. Otherwise, it just gets cut off. But yeah, I love the Batis too. But I would nearly always just shoot, if I could, with the 135 and the 24 GM. John said, I'm thinking of getting the Tamron 11-20 and pair it with the ZV-E1. Yes, that would be fantastic because vlogging would be great. I mean, I did have, where are we? Let me just see if I can open this up and just show you because I never included it in the review because the problem is that the A6-400 is shaky because, remember, it has no stabilisation and the lens doesn't. And I just thought people are going to carry on about it, but you wouldn't handhold it. But I will show you how good it looks with it. Let me see if I can just open it, though. Where are we? Videos to do. I'll see if I can find the footage. Actually, I think it's here. Let me just see if I can open it. Now, it's going to be flat because it's S-Log. That gives you an idea, though, about the 11mm, how it will look, which is, like I said, I'm only hand-holding this with the little Sony grip. And you can see you get a great look. So for a vlogging type of outfit or a vlogging type of lens, it's terrific. It really is good. And like I said, I think it's probably the best vlogging lens that you could have in that sort of range. And the quality is still, you know, superb. Can I get rid of that now? I don't think I can. How do I get that back up? I think I'll just go camera. There we go. It's back up. Yeah, so it is just such a nice wide lens at that 11mm. Like I said, it's just perfect for vlogging and stuff like that, which is great. So yeah, I would definitely recommend it, John. It's terrific. Jim said, Kerry, pop in and tell David no new A7. Oh, I couldn't get an A7S3 at the moment, that's for sure. What is the AU price on the Tamron? I don't know, actually, Mark. It's probably around $1,000. Might be just over. I think looking at B&H, it was around 800 and something, 899. So it's going to be a little bit over 1,000, I think. But it's definitely worth it. Like I said, it's a superb lens. It really is. We're blessed really at the moment with Tamron producing lenses for the A6000 series cameras because no one else really is doing it. Sigma have done it. I'm using the 16mm here. But people, they just haven't been doing it. Sony really haven't given much love. But, you know, Tamron are releasing some really good stuff now. So I would say, Mark, it's probably going to be, you know, around the 1,200. Let me just Google it and just see if it comes up. Who knows? Tamron 11 to 20mm f2.8. I'll just see if it comes up in Australia. Yeah, 1,000 is roughly $1,100. $1,185. So yeah, it's going to be around. You could probably end up getting it for about 1,000. I think you get it for probably 1,100. A lot of places are saying it's $1,200, but I notice in the US it's around 899 or something. So yeah, it's definitely worth it though. That's for sure, Mark. Sony a7iii is being discontinued. Oh, I haven't heard that, James. They are saying it's been discontinued, are they? I haven't heard that. I have often said I wanted a Voigtlander 12mm 5.6. Well, I got one. They're great. I love the Voigtlander lenses. Manual focus and manual aperture, but with electronic contacts, so you get all the EXIF data. It's an incredible lens. Yeah, I used to love shooting Voigtlander when I used to have the Panasonic GH5. I'm not sure what that meant, fairly large. The file size is, like I said, Langston, you can easily print up to 20 by 30. Marge said, how do you like the low light capability of the S3? Is it Sony's best low light? Yeah, well, it is the best that I've used. Yes, definitely. You still have to be careful, though, about underexposing. I would never, ever underexpose on any of the cameras, even though the A7S3, check out the video I did because that was really low light that I was using. It was very, very dark in there. So I wanted to really maintain it like it was. And it was quite challenging too because the forest scenes that I showed you were, in the video, were the highlights were coming through the trees, but the trees were so dense that it was very, very dark under there as well. So the dynamic range of the A7S3 is incredible. The FX3 would be the same. But like anything, if you underexpose, you will have noise. And that's the trick with shooting any of these cameras. People always say to me, how do I get such clean results with high ISO? And the trick is not to underexpose. You're better off to be a fraction over if you have to be, and then you can pull it back down later on in post, because if you do that, that will hide any noise that's there anyway. The problem with shooting in low light is when you underexpose, like a lot of people do, if you underexpose and think you're going to bring it back in post, all the noise lives in the shadows. So you've got to be very, very careful doing that. And I always recommend to be a little bit over, a fraction over, make sure you don't lose the highlights. Remember, you've got a little bit of recovery in your highlights, so always be a little bit over, and then you can bring the exposure back down. If you do that, you'll get a much cleaner result. At Mike, I was with Vanessa when she got the R3. Oh, okay, there you go. What did you think about it, Ike? Is it looking good? Let us know. Langston said, hello, Kerry. Alan said, happy birthday, mate. Thank you so much. But I'm under imaginary NDA, so I can't say what I did or didn't see. I love it. Robert said, g'day, David. Michael said, hey, David, hope all is well. Well, I was just talking about you before, Michael. How did you go using the A7S in the wedding? I bet you loved it. Marge said, how do you like the low light capability of the A7L? Is it? Oh, I read that one before. I answered that for you already. Yes, photo shoots with the A7S III. Yep, love it. Are you announcing my new birthday present on the 30th? Ooh, well, you don't know what it is, Rob, do you? You'll have to wait for that video to be released, but it's a very good product. I can't say any more because I'll end up giving it away. Brett's here as well. G'day, Brett. How are you? But you will all know what that is on the 30th because I can release the video. It's already done, already uploaded. I just can't show anyone. Mike said, how was the R3? I heard the A7 IV has been discontinued. I haven't heard that at all. So I'm not sure where you're getting that information from. I wouldn't think so. They wouldn't discontinue it until they released a new model. Even then, they keep the old models around. So I don't think that's true. Mike said, is the R3 any good? Well, we don't know if he's seen it. We don't know if he's just... Oh, there you go. So he's actually said here, laugh out loud, Mike, I honestly didn't see very much. We had just gotten back from shooting content for her channel and Adorama. So by the time I got to see it, it was the end of the day and I was tired. Martin said, hey, Dave, I'm tossing between Sony FX6 and the A7S III, just worried about not having NDs on the A7 III. I have the A7 III now. What do you reckon? Well, look, if it was me personally, I'd be buying the A7S III and just putting a variable ND on there. That's what I would be wanting. The FX6 is great, but it's just so big. If you can use that and you don't mind lugging that around, that's fine. And if that's in the usage that you want for it, and you want to have full XLR cables that you can attach in and things like that, well, then the FX3 is a better buy. But if you're doing it for stills and video and using it like I do, you'd be better with the A7S III. Just depends on your usage case, though, really. I'm just laughing at Langston saying, dear Lord, make the internet upload speed go faster. I love it. I read that before. She didn't even get a chance to cut it on. Are you saying take it out? What else? Hello, David. Thought just occurred to me to ask out of curiosity, how many lenses do you own? I don't know. Well, I'll try and remember them. I've got the 16 to 35 f4. That's the Sony lens. I've got the 70 to 200 f4. That's a Sony lens. I've got the Zeiss Batis 85. I have the GM24. I have the GM135. I have the Sigma 16 mil 1.4. I've got the 35 macro from Sony. I've also got another macro lens that I used on the weekend, actually, that was from 7 Artesians, which I love. It's a 60 mil lens. I've got that as well, and there's a few other lenses I've got in there too. I just can't remember what they are offhand. So I've got a few, but I really, I'd have to say now that I very rarely ever touch the 70-200. I really probably should sell that. And the 16-35 I still use because I need something wide on full frame. And I've got the 10-18 as well. Yeah, I've also got that as well, the 10-18 Sony as well. Happy birthday, David. Hope you get your A7 IV for your birthday. I love it. Underexposed for snow and white birds, etc. What else have we got? That's what Mark said. James said Sony A7 R4 is being replaced with the A7 with a better... Oh, so you're saying, yeah, with a new... Oh, okay, so they're getting rid of the original one and then keeping it with the new. It's an A version, isn't it, that they replaced it with? They brought out the A7 IIIA and the A7 R4A. But I thought it was the A7 R3A. Oh, yeah, I don't think it was a 4, but it would make sense to me anyway that they replace that with that better screen. That would make sense as well. Oh, the wedding isn't till Sunday, Michael's saying. Jason said, has something to do with the screen upgrade on the 4. Yeah, okay, well, that makes sense then. They're going to put that better screen on that they've got on the A version of the A7 III and the A7 R3. They're now in stock, those cameras, I believe. And that does totally make sense to me. So it's not really being... stopped. It's just it's an upgrade that they're doing. So that makes complete sense to me. Okay, Phil. I've been using the A7S for photos so good. I agree. I absolutely love it. I really do. I got an email from Freewell today about the June the 30th announcement on Indigo. Coincidence? Ooh, might be. Looking good in that video, David. Oh, thank you so much, Matt. Yeah, it could be that from Freewell. Just can't say. What do you own more of, lenses or gimbals? Gimbals. Definitely gimbals. And sliders. I own a lot of sliders as well, but I will be selling a few of these. David, have you tried the 90 macro? Yes, I have, and it's a great lens, Michael. It's very, very sharp, really good lens. It's just a little bit slow in focusing. But as a macro, it doesn't matter. I manual focus anyway. That 7 Artesians lens that I have, I reviewed it, is a great lens. Like, for what it is, I really enjoyed using it on that wedding on the weekend. I used it for there. Oh, happy birthday too. That's tomorrow. Yep, so thanks so much. Really like your video review of the Small Rig matte box. I've also got another thing to review as well from Small Rig, which is a mini focus focus ring, not a focus adapter. So I'll be reviewing that pretty soon, actually. Really like to review the Small Rig matte box. Have you had the opportunity to use it in a professional gig? Not yet, but I certainly will. I'm going to take it with me everywhere I go now, though, Raymond, because the issue is, like I said to in the video, that if you've got that backlit scenario where you get sun flare coming in, particularly with groups and things like that, I'll pop that on so I can move the top up and down to get rid of that sun flare. If I don't want the sun flare, that is. I'm not sure what you mean, Jason, 4 and 3. I'm not sure. Now it's sounding like military parts. A7 Mark III Rev B. Oh, yeah, it's a Rev B, is it? I thought they were A. I'm pretty sure it's A, isn't it? Rev A? But who knows? Michael said, happy birthday, David. 25 looks good on you, buddy. I wish. Marge said, I'm looking at the S3 to go with the 14 1.8 for my underwater rig. Wow, that'd be fantastic. Brett said, gimbals are a pain to learn how to use. They are, but once you get good at them, and I love gimbals, Brett, I think it just takes your footage to another level. But yes, they do take a lot of practice. They certainly aren't easy without, using the ninja walk and learning how to control them and things like that. They certainly take practice. But once you get good at it, they're fantastic and so much fun. What are your thoughts on diffusion filters? They seem really popular with a lot of content creators. Are they part of your workflow at all? Yes, they are. I better not say much more. You'll know on the 30th. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, I do. I use them all the time, particularly in weddings. I tend to think that sometimes with 4K footage, particularly on brides and stuff, brides are not going to want to see every single wrinkle and pore on their skin. I can tell you that for sure. So if you are shooting in 4K, 1080p, it's not really an issue. But if you're shooting 4K and you're delivering 4K, I really like the look of having the variable, those diffusion filters on them. The 1/8 and the quarter. They usually come in 1/8 and 1/4, and there's also a half. I find half's too strong. It almost looks like you've put Vaseline across the whole front of the lens. But the 1/8 you can almost leave on all the time. What I like to do is then use the 1/4 if I want to get that beautiful sort of diffused look around the globes and lights and things like that. It gives that really gorgeous look that you see in movies. In fact, most movies that you look at from the really big budget movies shoot with those filters on all the time, because they always have that lovely look with lights and stuff like that, and you can see it all the time. It gives it that very it gives it a really sort of I shouldn't say grungy, but a moody type look. Instead of having it looking very sort of flat, it takes away that digital look that you've got with digital cameras, and it looks more filmic, if that makes sense. So yes, I do. I like to use those filters on all the time if I'm doing video, particularly with weddings at 4K. Langston said, I'm going to have to break down and get a matte box set up now because I started using diffuse filters. Yeah, well, the small rig one's really good, Langston. AK47S3. David, thanks for that, David. Is the viewfinder on the A7S3? Oh, yeah, it is unbelievable. Once you look through the viewfinder on the A7S3 and the A1, anything else looks ordinary. It is literally looking like you're looking at your normal digital SLR optical viewfinder. It's that good, but with a digital interface through it. It is unbelievable. It is incredible, in fact. I love it. I absolutely love it. I use an EVF all the time, and I know a lot of the videographers don't, but I use EVFs whenever I can because I find the back screens on Sonys just aren't good enough. So the EVF, immediately when you bring it up, you can get critical exposure. And like I said, that's important because you don't want to be doing much with exposure in post. So I can get critical exposure. If I'm doing manual focus, I can also use the EVF for getting critical manual focus as well. And in the Australian sun particularly, you can't see the back screen. So even when I'm using a gimbal, I will check through the EVF to make sure that everything's right, and then I'll put it down on the same plane and then shoot. I love the EVFs. That's why I wouldn't get the FX3. I'm noticing a lot more flare, and the ones I don't work well with the existing lenses. Yeah, that's why I'm saying you'd be much better with a matte box, Langston. That sounds great for the UO. What housing have you? Oh, that's yeah. We're talking to someone else. Hey Brett, I use the Zhiyun Crane 2. It's way easier than DJI. DJI has weird settings like stiffness and strength. They've really overthought it. Crane just works out of the box. Yeah, my favourite one at the moment is the DJI Moza RS2. I love that because I love the way it does the tracking inbuilt. It's just incredible. But I also love the Moza Air 2. The Air are great, the Air 2. And that's what the one gimbal that I've got. You can't see it because it's black at the background. But the Moza Airs are terrific as well. There's so many good ones out there, though. Mark said, congrats, Brett, on your new Benro gimbal. Hugs his DJI gimbals. Close, it's okay. I love my DJI gimbal. I love it, the RS2. It is incredible. The jaded filmmaker said EVF, thumbs up. I love it, or hands up. Brett said, "Yeah, thanks, mate. Big learning curve. Yeah, it is a big learning curve, but you'll be. It's worth it once you get there, though. That's for sure, Mark. Brett, I mean. Never heard of that one, Brett. But yeah, they get quite advanced. I'm going to only use my DJI Rowan RS2 on specific shoots, not weddings. Yeah, I tend to take the RS2 to everything." Now, I just love that gimbal. But like I said, we all like different things, don't we, Phil? I mean, we all like different things. I just love the tracking module that comes with that. It's just so good. And also the double handles. I'll grab it because I have the ultimate setup. Let me grab it for you. So this is my favorite setup. And why I love this so much, like you might say, my God, but it does actually help having both of these dual handles. And the beauty is with this one, this has all the controls on this separate handle here. So I don't just have to sort of take my hand off and then be trying to control it from this area here. I can just use, the area over here, and this will be recording. It has different settings that I can program on this as well. But the beauty is with this Raven Eye that you've got underneath here that you can't really see, but with that Raven Eye that's underneath here, I can then just use the touchscreen at the back, put an area around the bride that I want to track, and then it will track her. Or if I want to, I can connect the phone and track her through the phone. But I've found I very rarely use the phone to do the tracking. I tend to use just the gimbal itself. You can also double click and it will automatically activate the tracking in the screen. And you see the actual picture through the screen here of what you're doing. You'll see the little tracking box that goes around the bride or whatever. And then all I have to do is follow him or move and the camera will automatically follow. So this is just such a great gimbal. I love it. I put a quick release plate from Small Rig on there as well so that I can quickly take this base off, and then I have, then I can put it onto whatever else I wanted to, like a tripod. The other thing I love too is that this handle just comes off and I've got a spare handle here. Not that I've found that I ever really need to use it because I think you get about 12 hours of power from this, but it all comes apart, and that's what's so great about this. I can just take the handle off and then this all comes apart very, very quickly, and you can pack it up very fast. But then if I run out of power, I mean, you can charge this up obviously on the go, but then if I run out of power, I just connect the next handle on and it's ready to go. But yeah, I just love it. I love the wheel at the front on this that I can get focus. I've set mine to focus when I'm doing manual focus. Like I said, I just love it. I absolutely love this. It is terrific. And it also looks very professional too. Like when you're holding it, nice to have the dual grips that are there. You've got multiple mounting points if you wanted to put monitors or something on like that as well. That's there. These can fold up, so that will come to here, so you can then hold it down if you wanted to go that way. I mean, it's just such a great setup. Like I said, it's very, very professional. Makes my life so much easier running Fusion, which is video and stills at the same time. But yeah, I love it. Absolutely love that setup. And then if you wanted to go sort of like I said, a bit more minimalistic, well, I love this gimbal. This is the Moza Air 2S. This is a newer version that's come out. Again, this is terrific as well. I like this too. If I want to go a little bit lighter, I would grab, something like this and take along. I like the controls. I love the little jog wheel on this because that folds out and then you can sort of rotate this. So that's a really clever idea, if you wanted to use it for something like that. So this is also a nice one as well. The build quality of these I've found is really good too. So anyway, a couple of different ones for you. Where were we? I'm just laughing at Phil said, sorry guys, I made David disappear. What's popping? Was there something popping? It might have been the air conditioner. Yeah, JD says maybe a crane guy. Yeah, so he may be. That's like I said though. Who cares really? You use what you like and what's good for you. I just turn on super smooth and go. Yeah, super smooth's great. Yeah, I mean I just love that the way it follows though. That the system that it has for tracking is just so good. Because like I said, to see the little picture inside the gimbal of what you're actually following, and then you can see the little square that goes over the subject, and then you just move and it will track whatever you're looking at, is just so good. I think Jim's gone to bed. Good night, Jim. DJ RS2 and the two different ecosystems that DJ and Tilta has together is incredible. Yeah, Tilta makes some great stuff. I wish they'd send me some stuff, actually. Kev said, wow. I didn't know that, David Lafayette. I thought it was the phone only. My Raven Eye is collecting. No, the Raven Eye is the best part about the whole system. If you connect the Raven Eye on there, you don't even then need to put your phone on. You can just use the LED screen on there. That's, like I said, is the best part. I very rarely ever use my phone. I just use the Raven Eye, and then you track it through the screen on the back. It's so good. I paid for it myself when I got some solo down to LA time, driving shots. Driving shots using the tracking. Yeah, the tracking is awesome on it. That's an amazing setup. Wish I could stay. I have a great night. Well, I won't be here much longer either. I'm going to go get a coffee in a second. Benro bringing a new gimbal out soon. Double handle with full control over camera settings like exposure, etc. Yeah, they nearly all have that now though, Brett. Like I said, you can do that with both of those systems that I showed you, where they have full control over your camera settings and things like that. Sometimes you just have to wait for firmware upgrades as well for it to be able to do it. I've been invited to be on a boat to view fireworks over Gloucester Bay, MA. Which of my lenses do you recommend I shoot photos and video? 24 GM, 50 GM, or the 135? Well, I think if you want to get a nice wide, you can't just take one. I probably would take the 24 GM definitely, because you'll be able to get that nice vista there, and I'd probably take the 135 just to have those two extremes there as well. Langston said to Phil, yeah, give it a try. You've got to. Yeah, give it a go and you won't go back. No, it's not Tilta. All that stuff that I showed you there is from DJI Langston. But Small Rig also have them. I've got them. I've just never reviewed them. But Small Rig also have a system that will attach as well. But I found they're nearly the same price as the DJI one. So everything that I showed you here... everything that I showed you here, that's DJI. This is also all DJI. The handle that you buy here is a DJI attachment that you can get as well. The only thing that's Small Rig on here is the adapter that I've got here. That's a quick release adapter that I can use and then throw it onto, like I said, a tripod or something like that. Because I'm going to be getting another slider that attaches this on it, and it's meant to work with the RS Rowan, and it will track things and stuff like that. So that's why I wanted to get this quick release there as well. I mean, these just come off. All you do is you just undo these little handles here, and then the handle will come off. This lead is the connection between this handle and the body itself, so that you can control it, by viewing through here, or press there, go through your menu buttons and stuff like that as well. But that's all from DJI. Wow, nice set of lenses for a boat. Just take the first two. Yeah, the handles are all from DJI, Langston. That remote would be useful for car shots. Yep. There's an extra one you can get too that I think gives you another attachment that will then attach for things like doing car things and stuff like that as well, that uses that same handle. Because you can buy longer leads for those handles, Langston. So you can have that handle separated from the actual gimbal with a longer lead. Got mine 2 weeks ago and I'm loving it, especially for the Blackmagic 6K Pro. That's a great camera. Haha, the jog wheel looks old school. That's how we use to signal we were filming. Is the second handle? No, it's not. It's actually designed for that, Martin. So the second handle, it is the Rowan, but it's designed for that gimbal. I have the tilter cage for the DJI Action, and also the small rig cage for my second Action cam. The tilter is fantastic. So there you go. And that's about it. So thanks everyone for popping in. Like I said, there was no news today because it's just dead boring. There's nothing out there happening. But I didn't want to not appear live today. So thought that I'd just pop in and have a chat with you all. It's about time for me to go and get a coffee, as I say in my New York accent. So guys, apart from that, I will see you all in the next video. I'll have a few reviews up this week. I've got like I said, I still want to review these wireless sets as well. I've got a couple of things from Small Rig and a couple of other things as well coming this week. So I should have plenty to talk about. So apart from that, guys, I will see you all in the next video. Thanks so much, everyone. Please give me a thumbs up. It makes a big difference to support the channel. And I'll see you all in the next video. Please check out the video I've done of the 11 to 20 mil. I think it's the footage from that camera, that lens, and the A6400 is gorgeous. So apart from that, everyone, see you all in the next video. Bye for now.